So what is a flat lock anyway? Well, here's what I think happened when somebody was stitching along with a serger back when they first came out, and they had their needle tension super low that when they went to open up their seam, it flattened out. And now it's a stitch that we have found uses for, whether we use it decoratively or to put decorative thread to give it a little extra look. But did you notice that I stitched along the edge of something, but then when I opened it up, it actually flattened out and made it look like I had joined two pieces together with a serge seam through the middle. Now, and I will show you that it's okay to cut something off, so if that is okay, not a problem, it's no problem you don't have to be just on the fold of the fabric. So here's another thing that you're going to notice, that there's actually two sides to a flat lock. The one I just showed you, as it flattens out, and the other side that almost looks like a ladder stitch. So you can kind of see that if I wanted the look of these lines, and maybe I wanted them contrasting, I could put a color in and then, by the way, that's the needle. That's pretty cool. So before I show you how we did this, I am going to show you a pillow that I kind of did. On this side of the pillow, I used the Razzle Dazzle thread by Ricky Timms, put out by Superior Threads, to create kind of this patchwork side. But on the other side is all the reverse version. So I actually put a variegated thread in the needle and then stitched my patchwork back here to have the look of what the reverse side is. So it's really been a way to get people to kind of see that you can use a flat lock for just about anything. You almost think that this is done as a piecing, like it looks like I've quilted or pieced together these little blocks, which I did, but I did it on a serger. So that's the cool part. So to get started, what we have here is this one I have set up for a wide 3-thread flat lock. So I am using just the left needle. In my upper looper, I have that Razzle Dazzle thread that I'm going to show you, and I've just tied it on and pulled it through. Now, as I use decorative threads, and you don't have to, you can use just regular threads too, but with decorative threads, you do need to loosen the tension just to give it a fighting chance to go through those discs. But on your quick reference sheet here, you'll notice that for a 3-thread flat lock with the left needle, your needle, let's talk upper looper, is loosened a little bit based on what a normal setting would be, and your lower looper is actually tightened. Okay, so start there. This is always a great place to start, but if you do have anything thicker for decorative thread, then we are going to allow a little bit more reduction of tension. The other thing that you do to make it open up is we want no needle thread at all. So take your needle that you're using and reduce it down. The book says 1.5, so a lot of times I just turn it down to 1 just to get to that super loose option. And it's like you're forcing it to open up. Remember the bad tensions. Remember how some people don't get it in their tension disc, and what they get is a flat lock, which is just funny. All right, so here we go. We'll just go ahead. And then also, since I do have a little bit of a thicker thread here, I've made my stitch length a little bit longer as I stitch. I don't need it to be super close together, but if I do, I could close that up. And usually when I use decorative threads, I'll use my scissors and cut that off, not try to roll it around. 2 reasons. Number 1, so I don't waste my decorative thread, and number 2, if it comes around and underneath, sometimes that can get a little thick, and I don't want it to get hung up underneath my foot. So here's how it looks as it comes out. See how you have no line on the back side? That's obviously what we want. And with a nice wide setting to this, we get that awesome look of decorative stitches down the middle of your fabric. You just give it a little tug. I think that's the most fun part of doing a flat lock, is actually flattening it out. So here's the front, there's the back. Again, if I wanted something back here to show, that is how I would want to adjust what I put in my needle. Now the other thing is did you notice that to get this overlocked edge, or the looper, to show on the outside of your fabric, you need to put your 2 fabrics wrong sides together. So as you put them wrong sides together, stitch along this and you'll open it up. That shows on the right side. Now, if you wanted the other side to show, then we're talking about folding your fabric the opposite way, right sides together, stitching with the flat lock, and when you open it up, then the opposite is true. So if you do want to make sure you're getting the right side showing on your actual fabrics. But Flatlock is actually quite easy. You can do it a narrow version. I probably wouldn't do it with such a thick cord, but I could. And of course, you could do it with just regular thread. So try that sometime and just get to know that there is a fun stitch that will put decorative work right down the middle of your fabric when you want it.